This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Allen. During the next 2 hours, we're going to be talking about a variety of health topics that relate to each and every one of us, from hypnobirthing to getting ready for the flu season. And this hour, we're also going to talk with regular contributor Dr. Greg Celiac about gluten-free eating. As always, we are broadcasting from the palatial Wayne Manor in Ventura, California.
Stately Wayne Manor.
Oh, the stately Wayne Manor, excuse me. The stately Wayne Manor, with the insane Daryl Wayne touching all the buttons and things like that.
In the proper order at the proper time.
Absolutely. I tried to hook up a microphone a few moments ago, couldn't do it. Wrong union. And we also are joined by Sherry Pools, who is a health and beauty expert, and she'll become we hope, a regular part of Late Night Health. Sherry, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are going to go to our buddy, Dr. Greg Celiac, who has a wide variety of initials, including DC, Doctor of Chiropractic, after his name. He has a master's degree in nutrition. He works with people and getting them healthy. We're going to do a blood test, I think, in the next week or so for me, and we'll report on that as it goes over the next month. We'll get the initial results, Dr. Celiac, and then...
Well, this is great. I have an actual commitment now.
You do. He's
and
been
it's
doing
online,
this for 2
so
years. 2 years
there you go.
On air, right?
It's about time.
It's about time. We're going to talk about gluten-free eating today, and the fact that you and your lovely wife, Carrie, have started glutenfreecookie.com.
Gluten-free cookies with an
Cookies. Apparently I'm missing a lot of S's today. Let's talk. What is gluten exactly, first of all?
Well, gluten is a protein that we find a lot in wheat, rye, and barley. And, you know, way back when, it wasn't necessarily an issue. But what we've done is we found that gluten is a really good filler. It's a cheap filler for food. So what we've done is we've hybridized the grains of today to give a lot more gluten. And hence, we've changed the way this affects our body.
Which is why some people are saying that the wheat of today is not the wheat of the Bible.
No. In fact, the Mayo Clinic research team tested blood samples from Warren Air Force Base between 1948 and 54 for antibodies for gluten. And they realized that we have a 4.5 times more likely to have celiac disease today than they did then as a response to gluten. And celiac disease is an autoimmune disease, which is a big issue.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you're looking at 1 in 100 people worldwide that have celiac, and 2.5 million are undiagnosed in America.
So that means they eat a sandwich and they get ill and they don't understand why. They don't feel right.
They may not get ill. That's the deal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You may have certain symptoms, you know, abdominal pain, this and that, but you may not. There's a whole host of symptoms or findings, so to speak, that can be as a result. I mean, I can go over a few of them if you'd like.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
a long list.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. You've got anemia, chronic fatigue, failure to thrive, malnutrition, vitamin deficiency, especially some of the fat-soluble vitamins, ADHD, anxiety, brain fog, depression, developmental decay, headaches, migraines, irritability, seizure, your standard abdominal pain, acid reflux, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, gas, lactose intolerance, vomiting.
All of this from gluten intolerance?
Oh, sure. The things that really concern me, and I'm not saying any of those aren't important because they really are, but we get into the neurological issues, and that is a big deal. You have research that's showing that it could aggravate or cause autism, Asperger's, ADD, schizophrenia. A new study shows that gluten sensitivity may more than double your child's risk of developing schizophrenia later in life.
Oh my, Sherry,
Right.
you just said that you have
I have all of those symptoms.
from celiac.
No, I don't have celiac, but I have a lot of those symptoms, and I have cut out gluten
You have
pretty
done that.
much, and a lot of them have gone away. Absolutely.
Sherry's coming, Dr. Celea, to have the blood test too.
Yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
go.
sure. And, skin issues are a real big telltale. And people just kind of blow them off. And, they have a skin condition, and they go to their dermatologist, which, dermatologists are wonderful. But they give you a cream that works from the outside in. And the problem isn't from the outside. The problem is from the inside out. Something that you're consuming is creating a toxicity issue that you have a problem.
With you used a word. You said hybridize, and I'm thinking of Luther Burbank, okay, who would cross-pollinate plants and create a plumcot, okay, from
Sure.
a plum and an apricot. How is that different than genetically modifying a plant?
Well, hybridize, you're just basically, you're taking two plants and you're breeding together to get a good selective desired result, right?
Right.
You're not 100% sure how it's going to work out, but you hope that, if you do your apple that can withstand cold and another one that's got a pretty red color, that hopefully you have the outcome of a red apple that can withstand cold. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So GMO, basically, they're modifying the genetics to get the exact desired response. And it may not just be with an apple, right? You may not just hybridize or put two apples together to get a desired result. It could be genetics from two different things. Like, for example, if they hybridized tomato to be more efficient in cold, so they put this fish that lives in cold water genetic material into the tomato, and hence it can actually withstand better cold.
A little bit fishy, of course, but that's beside the point.
So, which you couldn't hybridize that.
No.
Does that make sense?
Right, absolutely, and they're genetically modifying. We've talked about that here on Late Night Health for years now about GMOs. Intellectually, they make sense to me, but there's not enough study out there to see if they really hurt us. And you and I have talked about that too.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the gluten element. Gluten is in just about everything, from ice cream as a filler to cosmetics. Actually, everything uses gluten.
Yeah, you've really got to do your homework. You've really got to do your homework, and you have to understand gluten too. And I hear a lot of people that say, "Gee, you know what? I'm eating pretty much gluten-free." Well, pretty much gluten-free is like being a little bit pregnant.
Uh-huh.
It's going to affect, if you have an issue with gluten, it will affect your immune system, and it can be anywhere from up to 6 months, even greater. And you have to understand, if it creates and stimulates an autoimmune condition, you could be eating up parts of your body. And, certain issues like thyroid issues are pretty common in a scenario like this, but I get even more concerned when we start dealing with neurological issues because you can't fix those. Right?
Right.
You get them.
Absolutely.
You're done. You're done.
With gluten, it seems to me that it was almost an overnight sensation, celiac disease. Have we known about this for 20 years, 50 years, or is it a recent development?
It's some of the testing has become better so we can understand it. And, in the old days, they didn't necessarily look at gluten as an issue. So, the testing, the ideas, the intelligence out there is improving, and so is our ability to understand this scenario. One of the problems that we do have is if you go to a doctor, and majority of doctors, they test a few different things looking for gluten. Well, that's completely wrong because there's way more to look at. If I'm going to test for gluten, I'm going to test about 24 different things to help me understand how your body's responding to this issue.
So when I get
And
that
most
blood
doctors
test
won't
that
do
we're
that.
talking about, when I have the blood test, will I be tested for
Totally
that?
different test than you and I are talking about.
Okay.
But
That
it's a
would be
great
specific.
test.
It would be
Yeah,
specific.
it's a great test.
Got it.
And what happens is, let's say we see a positive finding in one of those 24 different issues or several of them. I'm now going to further look to understand what cross-reactivity issues we have, meaning do you have a problem with corn because the protein's very, very similar to the gluten itself, and have you developed that response as well? So I need to know exactly what else you have a problem with, because just eliminating gluten may not fix your problem.
Ah, that's interesting. Our guest is Dr. Greg Celiac. He has a new venture, and that new venture is gluten-free cookies with an S.com. Gluten-freecookies.com. I've tasted these cookies, and I, as a former restaurant critic, find them very tasty. Okay? They're healthy. They've got all kinds of great stuff in it. And Dr. Celiac and I and Sherry will be talking about those in just a couple of moments. Later in the show, we'll talk about getting ready for the flu season. And we'll also be talking with Sherry Pools, health and beauty expert who's in studio with us today, about health and beauty in the 21st century. All that and more coming up here as Late Night Health continues. Join us at latenighthealth.com, and please like us at facebook.com/Late Night Health. More coming up. Don't go away.
Have you ever needed a flashlight and reached into a drawer to find your flashlight is dead, and then go to put in new batteries only to find the insides are all corroded? Now Hybrid Light has created a solar-powered flashlight that requires no batteries and also charges your cell phone. Hybrid lights are durable, waterproof, and hold a charge in the dark for up to 7 years, and perfect for any emergency or everyday use. Now you can get your own Hybrid Light today for only $34.95, and if you mention health, you'll receive a Hybrid Light headlamp absolutely free. That's our durable Hybrid Light with a free headlamp for only $34.95. A value of $60, only $34.95. Call us today at 800-297-8109. That's 800-297-8109 to get this special Hybrid Light offer today. 800-297-8109, 800-297-8109. In the promo code box, type in HELP. 800-297-8109.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-7570. That's 1-800-790-7570. Again, 1-800-790-7570. Call now.